I'm here with Dr. Ron Owens, and I'm Dr. Michael Craig. We're discussing life coaching and how to create niches or how to find your niche as a life coach, and that was a real interesting topic. But the point is that I was afraid of looking at who I was and where I was coming from, and I suppose you were the same way. I mean, we're conditioned by society to go after the bucks first, and really, and this hit me like a ton of bricks, Ron, and I discovered that the key to your own fortune lies in your own problem. Mm-hmm. You know, your own what's the word I'm looking for? Your own challenge.
Right.
In other words, that is your fortune.
Area.
Yeah, that is your fortune. So if you've got a challenge, and the best real estate people I know are the ones who, like Ron Brown. I mean, you probably know him. I mean, he grew up. He had a single mom, and he grew up, and he was poor, and he wanted to go out and get a home for him and his mom to live in, and he was able to do that. He bought a duplex, and they lived in half and rented out half, and that's his story. In other words, he was driven by a passion to get property so that stability could be there. My challenge was to get a technique to help me. It wasn't really for anybody else, but what can I do for me? What's stopping me from going to the next level and working with other people? What's stopping me from connecting with other people? Mm-hmm. And that was my major challenge. Yeah. And what's your challenge, for example? What are you looking at?
They say that people go into psychology or counseling because they're trying to find answers to their own problems.
Right.
I knew from middle school or certainly high school what I wanted to do. That I wanted to do personal development to help people as a psychologist, as a counselor. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I got my degrees in. That's what I started doing when I first got out of graduate school and went to work.
Right.
But particularly in the government bureaucracy, if you're good at your job, you get promoted to an administrative position where you don't do what you're good at anymore.
Right. You rise to the highest level of incompetency.
So I became an administrator.
Right.
And did that for a number of years. But then after I had my own children, I went into the real estate business specifically because I needed to make money to support my family.
Right.
Because back then in the 70s, people who worked for government didn't make as much as people in the private sector did. It's a lot different now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really now with public sector unions and all that, but we won't get into that. So.
But that's why I went into real estate. But I still had a passion for teaching and helping, so I went into real estate education and taught real estate as well as being an investor.
Right.
Right.
I mean, real estate is interesting. Don't get me wrong. I love real estate, but I just found out that it's not. I was approaching real estate more as a love-hate thing. Mm-hmm. Real estate for me was. It was a challenge. I mean, no doubt about it. It was a challenge, but the challenge for me was I thought I sort of actually forced myself to love it. It was like one of those things where I was afraid of, this whole idea of a 30-year mortgage, that scared the heck out of me. It was like, what the hell is 30 years got to do with it? Why would I want to be, for me, that long-term picture was just like scary. So anyway, I got into real estate because I found it was very creative. There's so many different creative ways to be in real estate. Plus, my dad was an architect. I grew up fixing things and building things and stuff like that. So I like the fixer-upper aspect. My wife hates it, but I for a while anyway, I love fixing up stuff until I became exhausted with it. You get burnt out on that stuff real fast.
I mean, I enjoyed the same thing. Doing my own repairs.